start GFS. This is a GFS run for today at 1800 UTC. We have a low pressure sitting over the right above Texas. It looks like it's trying to advect some moist air from the Gulf, but it's also probably advecting a lot of dry air from Mexico. When we look at the dew point, like we have a lot of moist air. It's going to be, in South Dakota and northern Nebraska, but we have a little dry pocket right where the SPC is predicting for us to have high chances of hail. If you want to go to that, go to the SPC thing. Check out the hail.
I'm sure we all looked at it.
Okay, let's skip hail and move on to tornadoes.
Okay.
So there's a chance they have a chance from northern Kansas all the way up to Minnesota. When it gets updated, it might not be quite that large. We were looking. Let's see. The Cape values are forecasted to be kind of low, and they were around 750.
Okay, good enough.
And then we have some SIN. I think those values were around 100. I'm not going to try to load it.
Okay.
In south central Nebraska, but that's really where the Cape is. There is no Cape outside of that area.
Okay, what about SIN?
SIN is more. It gets lower as you go more northeastern from there, down to about the 50.
Okay.
But let's see what else. Oh, dew points. Dew point there is.
This one.
You go to the twister data one.
What level you want?
Surface. It gets up to about 60. There's a small area of 60 in south central Nebraska, and then that also goes a little bit more northeastern from there with lower dew points.
Okay, before we go into details, all teams, do you have your proposed target area for today? Can I get those papers, please?
I think the one good thing we have going for us today, though, is that at 500 this is our surface winds, and they're all coming from the south. Same at 925, and same at 850.
Let me borrow.
Yeah.
Let me borrow.
But then once we go to 500, we have the wind coming from sort of the Pacific. If it can manage to make it over the Rockies, it's the moisture coming from the Pacific, and it's coming in from the southwest.
What level is that?
That's 500 millibars, and that's wind.
How far is Pacific from here?
Very far.
Okay.
So, but at least we can get some shear.
Okay.
Got an idea of a paper that you could possibly write down our target area on.
Here's a sounding from Omaha.
SIN.
So,
What's SIN?
SIN is the amount of energy that an air parcel has to have to actually get into unstable layer above. So think of it this way, it's a relatively warm layer of air at about 700 millibars, so at about like 2 miles. So as the air parcel rises, it's cooling down. There has to be some push once it gets in that warm environment to overcome that and then get up there into unstable air. So that's basically amount of energy that's needed for a storm to initiate. The lower the value, the higher chances that some of the air parcels will break that cap and actually initialize. That's something that has happened yesterday. Those storms did not initialize earlier in the day, probably because of the cirrus layer above and reduced solar radiation. So our problem here today is also where are the storms actually going to initiate. So I'm going to direct them to look up the high resolution refresh, rapid refresh. If you haven't looked into that, into northwest Iowa, looks promising. If you scroll back, go back to about 17, 19 UTC. See this one storm that pops into southern Iowa. Seems promising. However, that storm may not initiate, so that's too long of a trek maybe to go for that. Although that one looks promising, persists for about 2 hours in Rock Run, and has extremely good wind shear for supercells. However, will it initiate or not? That's the question. This other line that pops up later could be promising, but still, seems that the wind shear is marginal for supercells. Probably gonna form a line and maybe turn later in the bow echo or something like that.
We are headed towards Sioux City today, and then we're going to stop and reevaluate and decide whether we want to go more east or more south into Nebraska, where we will hopefully catch some supercells. Right.
Good evening, morning. I don't even know.
What time is
Yes, it is morning. It's 11:13.
He had a rough night last night. His birthday.
Yeah.
Did it work? No.
Time to go to bed.
Too many Arnold Palmers.
Too many Arnold.
I don't even remember. It was like.
What time did you guys get back last night? I don't know. We probably got back around like 1:15.
Yeah, so maybe like a half hour before then.
Hey, Riddle. Riddle. Did I scare you on the radio?
It was like a normal
They said that you jumped pretty high.
No.
Call me maybe. You were dreaming about that song apparently.
I was going to say, I want the blue hair.
I want the blue hair.
There you go. So, what do you think we're going to do this afternoon?
What are we gonna do this afternoon?
Yeah,
We're gonna party like a rock star.
party like a rock star.
I think we're gonna be all right. I think things are setting up pretty nice. We've got the new update, and Dr. Myson's figuring out where we're going next. Is it Ottawa or something like that? Ottawa, Iowa? Yeah. It looks good. I think it's all up to whenever anything happens to pop up, but I think it looks okay. It looks better than this. Yeah, to flip it. I like it. I think the chances are better than yesterday, but we'll see. I think it'll be alright. We'll have to reassess. But things are popping up. Things are popping up. Trying to pop up on the models in the northeast part of the state. So we're in position. We're right where we need to be. Where are we at, Trish?
Ottawa, Iowa.
Ottawa.
Yeah.
Ottawa. That's crazy. I know. You look like an animal in there, like a little possum pooping in the pocket. Oh my god. Peeking out there. Boop. You should pop your head out like, what are you trying to do? I don't know. Sounds like constipated.
I probably am. Don't realize it.
What? Who said that? What? 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 Huh? Yeah, pop your head out. Pop your head out. Boop. Go back in.
Back in.
Do it again.
Gotta compensate for the wind, Matt.
Yeah, go back in.
Dude, I'm gonna aim over here.
That's good. Did you hit it?
No, right over top.
I gotta get it.
Like a foot over.
Come on, Matt.
No.
Hold on. Are you trying to skip it over?
Found a good rock.
Just trying to skip it over there?
Trying to hit it in any way you can. I'm really.
Aww. You said you need a bigger rock?
Here's the rectangle. Yeah, skip that thing.
Here.
Here we go. Oh, hello, peanuts.
Yeah.
Yeah!
That's a super.
This is so effective. Pointless.
It is very pointless. Why am I so?
Alright, I'm done.
You can.
It's so confused.
It's like, what's going on?
Oh!
let me know if you're able to pull anything up in radar scope. I'm still in the extended network for some reason, but my Verizon iPhone has full service out here, so you should be able to get full service on your iPad. So let me know. Did you happen to see those two cells up in South Dakota that started to form with a third smaller cell just starting to pop up to the south? Alright, keep me posted. I'll let you know whenever my service on the iPad seems to work again. They had two mesoscale discussions in our area, one to the north and then the one that we were in. The one to the north they allowed to expire. They have since issued a severe thunderstorm watch for our area. Let's see, that was issued at 4:05 local about 15 minutes ago. Can't get the radar to work on here, but there were two cells just south